How's it going, YouTube? This week we got a couple things to discuss. On the big news this week is, first of all, Alexandra Cortez, dumb woman. She turns out she's a thief. She stole like $1 million or whatever, this campaign money or whatever, and now she is in hot water. Whether or not, she gets, jail time or prosecuted for it remains to be seen. They've done it to certain Republicans, but, when it comes to Democrats, they usually just overlook it all and just wave it on by, even though she stole over $1 million, which is a ridiculous amount of money. But they probably just won't do anything to her, even though she's a thief. She's a criminal now. That's one. The second thing that I want to that's really in the news, I mean, it's just blowing up, is so huge. Apparently the media is trying to do everything it can to save the film Captain Marvel. You can look it up on YouTube or anywhere else. You'll see evidence showing that they changed the box office numbers for the opening weekend. Disney had the ones who do the numbers paid off. So they made it look like Captain Marvel did phenomenally well at the box office, which it didn't. They lied. They had it changed. Go figure. YouTube had its algorithm changed, so you couldn't look up opinions on Brie Larson or how the people actually thought about it, which nobody likes her. She does not have any fans. If she does, it's very few, and they're probably feminist. There was a video that she did, or there was a video of her at an awards show or something, where she's flat out, just totally talking trash on white men and men in general, and women. It doesn't matter what color you are. She's talking trash on men and women who just flat out don't want to watch her movie, or because of her, or whatever, because it's a feminist movie. She says they're sexist, misogynist pigs, and women are traitors to the cause, if they don't like her, or feminism, blah, blah, blah. So she is, on top of that, there's articles that show that her co-workers, the other actors who are playing the Avengers, do not want anything to do with her. She's like a disease, a cancer, and they want to get rid of her. They do not want to work with her at all. And feminism is a cancer. It is a disease. And people are waking up and they're just sick of it. They're tired of it. They're tired of Hollywood telling them what to do. Boy, does that not sound familiar in Captain Marvel? Ooh, you know what I'm saying? It's gotten ridiculous that Hollywood, they're constantly doing some type of political crap in their movies, and people are tired of it, or it's very full of feminism and the evil cult known as feminism, the big lie. So people are tired of seeing that in their movies instead of just doing great entertainment and telling a great story. On top of that, you've got Rotten Tomatoes, which everyone was using. It's the #1 site everyone's using to rate movies and stuff. They went and completely changed their whole setup on how you can rate movies because people, an overwhelming majority of people, did not like the movie. It sucked. It was terrible. At least that was the audience's opinion. Now, I haven't seen it, but the people who had already seen it, it was down to 31%. The audience did not like it at all. And they changed it. They took all them reviews, all them negative reviews, and wiped them out. So that all that was left is mainly the positive reviews. So it only went up like another 4% to like 35-36% audience rating. It's an audience still didn't like it. So like I said, the media and Disney is doing everything they can to buy off people and get people to say this movie is great when it's not. It's just a terrible made film, and Brie Larson is a horrible actress, period. There's even a podcast, if you look it up on YouTube, you'll find it, by Sci-Fi. They did a podcast which they literally tell you that they don't want the audience rating anything because they think it should be remain in the supposed professional critic. All a critic is giving their opinion on whether they like or like that. They're basically the audience. They're part of the audience, but they think that because they got stats behind them to say, hey, I can rate the film because I'm a professional critic, I should be able to be the only one to rate the films. And they literally say this on this podcast, that the public opinion or audience opinion does not matter. Only their opinion matters. And they can tell you what you can and cannot do or watch when it comes to Hollywood. It's gotten ridiculous. But it's going to bomb on them. It's going to bite them in the ass. Because people are now seeing what they're doing to try to promote Captain Marvel, make it a success, when it's not. It's the worst Marvel film they've had. It's a complete failure. It's just as bad as them when they're like when they did Ghostbusters and they tried to do an all-female cast and they told them not to do it. Now they're trying it with other movies and it's just not working. It fails every time. Any kind of feminist crap. But it's going down. The ship's going down. Star Wars is trying to back up and go, we're sorry, we didn't mean to screw everything up. It's a little too late. it, the ship's going down. They're literally destroying themselves, Hollywood, especially Disney. Disney's really shooting themselves in the foot, but not getting rid of the evil cult and disease called feminism, the big lie. As soon as they get that crap and the political crap out of their films, things, it'll take a long time to gain the audience's trust again. But if they get rid of all that crap and just do entertainment, people will start coming back. Till then, it's just going to get worse and worse, and they're going to see numbers drop like crazy because they're not listening to their audience or the fans, and it's going to go to crap. Moving on, another thing I want to talk to you about, something that's becoming big. I don't think it's quite there yet, but boy, it's getting huge. The whole hashtag Walkaway movement. I've been seeing a lot of videos on this lately on YouTube, where people are coming out and they're like, I'm done with the leftists, I'm done with feminism, I'm done with Black Lives Matter, I'm done with all the PC crap. The Walkaway movement is getting huge. There's so many people doing Walkaway videos, it's not even funny. And they're all getting away from the left, the Democrats, all that political crap. And there's just tons of them. A lot of them are from blacks and Mexicans, which is crazy, because the Democrats have always tried to give the blacks and Mexicans and other minorities to join them, but they're all walking away. Even the gays are walking away from the leftists. It's all the feminists are now they're dismissing feminism. They don't want nothing more to do with it. It's getting crazy. People are starting to wake up, realize, and they're getting sick of all the crap they keep trying to shove down everybody's throat that the leftists or liberals or Democrats are doing. So yeah, keep an eye on it, because I'm telling you, the left is going down bad. But anyways, that's all I have to say on all that. You can check it out, look it up, all that crap out on YouTube. It's all there. All the evidence supports it. Moving on to your B movie. Your B movie review is over. I'm doing the last chapter. Well, I wouldn't call it exactly the last chapter. There is one other of Demonic Toys. This is Demonic Toys 2. I did Dollman, then I did Dollman versus Demonic Toys. Excuse me. Now I did Dollman, the Demonic Toys, and then I did Dollman versus Demonic Toys. Now, Demonic Toys is basically the last one, except for they have one other with the Demonic Toys in it, and that has to do with the whole Puppet Master series. Full Moon also did another. They weren't really toys, they were puppets, and it was called the Puppet Master, and they did a whole series of them, but there's a ton of them. Eventually I'll get around to doing that series, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just finishing up on this series. But they did a Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys movie, and the Demonic Toys of course show up in it, and I'll eventually get to that one, but I'll do that one when I do the Puppet Master series at a later date. Right now I'm going to finish up with Demonic Toys 2, considered the last part of this series. This is, of course, Full Moon. This is more later on with the Full Moon, just before they were like bought out or sold out. I think Dark Castle took them over. I can't remember who took them over. I'll have to look that up. I haven't even bothered. But eventually, you know, I think it's Dark Castle buys out Full Moon Studios. But this is, you know, back in like the late 90s was Demonic Toys 2. And you could tell because it didn't seem like the normal Demonic or Full Moon Entertainment. I don't know. It didn't feel the same when I watched it. But basically, the very beginning of the movie, you know, they show this. I'm not even sure if you'd call it a family, really. It was kind of strange. Like the stepfather and the stepmother, and this young guy in his early, almost, I would say his early 20s. They show up, and they're like his mom died or something, and his stepfather took over raising him, and then he got together with this other woman who kind of like his stepmother or something. It was, I don't know. It was kind of strange. She was really young. But anyway, his dad is like, or whatever. His stepfather's like this collector of like dolls and toys and stuff. And he just happens to have, I don't know if they're like, I can't remember if they're in Italy or something like that. But they bring this box of toys, the demonic toys that are in this crate or whatever, and he brings them with him for some reason. And he thinks they're the place he's going to collect another old rare toy, and he thinks it's part of this collection. There's a young woman who's from the university, and she specializes in like this place that they're going to. Like she knows it's an old, like 13th, 14th century villa or something, and she's showing them around in place. And she has another guy with her. He owns the place, and they're thinking about selling the toy or whatever that they found. They found, or him and her found an old toy or a doll or whatever in the basement of this place when they did some digging around. It used to be like some kind of prisoner or dungeon for prisoners or something, and supposedly the countess that of the family that owned the place used to do some satanic rituals with the slaves or the prisoners or whatever, and was sacrificing them down there in the basement and doing satanic rituals or some crap. Anyway, she found one of the in the burial site. She found one of these toys or whatever in the ground and dug it up. Like I said, they were doing some digging around down there in the basement, and they found this old toy or whatever in the dirt, puppet or whatever. And anyways, they boxed it up, cleaned it up, boxed it up, and this thing looks like it has, you know, horns coming out of it, kind of like a demon or, you know, a demoness mask or whatever. And supposedly it moves on its own. They don't know how it moves on its own. Like she tells the stepfather who comes to look at it, they got it on this like dining room table. She says all you got to do is tap the side of the box with this wand that came with it, and it's supposed to make it move. And he tries to get it to move, and it wouldn't move. So they leave, box it back up, and then the naturally the doll or toy or whatever, it comes to life, and it takes off, running around. Of course, it goes to the crate that carries the demonic toys, opens the crate up, starts jibber jabbering, and all of a sudden the eyes on Oopsie Baby start glowing, and the toys, the demonic toys, naturally they come to life. And Oopsie Daisy Baby or whatever tells you know, the new toy, you know, that he's the boss and it better do as he says, and that's that. That they're going to kill everybody and supposedly awaken the evil that's there in the castle or villa or whatever they're at, and that's that. Like I said, that's that. It really doesn't show anything to do with the demon from like the first two movies, but I guess they're finding a new master or something. But basically, you know, it's just classic. The toys are going around trying to kill everybody. They kill the owner, the old man that's the owner first. They go and kill him, and then they have this chauffeur that came with him, kind of like a servant of the stepfather. Well, come to find out, you know, he's sleeping with the new so-called stepmother, and they're having an affair. And she tells him to switch out the old toy with this toy that they made up to switch it out so they could steal the toy and then take off and go sell it and live happily ever after. But that's not what happens. The old toy gets put in the box, but the guy, he gets killed. The chauffeur gets killed by the toys. And then, you know, the old man, the stepfather or whatever, he gets attacked, knocked out. The other two find him. The boy, the stepson, and the university girl find the father. He's knocked out, but they realize he's a total douchebag and a real jerk. And then the girlfriend, or the so-called stepmother, she gets killed by the dolls, and they bring in this, you know, during while all this is going on, they bring in this. I guess it's a midget. It's a little woman, and she's supposed to be doing like this seance for them to call up the spirits of the house or whatever. And you know, she does this whole seance thing, and she's excuse me, she does this whole seance thing where she gets possessed. for just a minute, not for very long. Um, and she's telling him about this dangerous, evil, demonic entity that lives in the house. And come to find out, it's the Countess. The Countess's spirit or ghost is like, uh, uh, it's the one that's the demonic toys are trying to claim as its new master. Uh, anyway, they have another type of seance thing where it's kind of like a cleansing. But instead what happens is they call up, excuse me, they call up like this demon from hell or some shit. And he shows up and basically destroys the Countess entity and the demonic toys. And then it goes back to hell, takes them with him. So you're left with the midget woman who's the like seance psychic person, medium or whatever you want to call her. And the stepson or whatever, and the university girl. They're all that's left. And they all leave and they close up the place and border it up. And that's the end. You know, you're done. So it was, I don't know, I really didn't care for this one that much. It was pretty boring. There wasn't a lot of action or anything in it. I don't know, it was just very bland. The story was very bland and just, I don't know, I didn't care for it. I didn't like it. I mean, you can go ahead and watch it if you want to. I just, you know, it's up to you how you feel about it. But if you're looking for something that's kind of bland and boring, then this is more your type of movie. The acting wasn't really all that great. Naturally, it was, you know, it was a B-rated movie. It was all right, but it wasn't superb. Special effects weren't really all that great either. Mediocre at best. The story didn't make a bit of sense, really. Why bring the doll? Demonic, it never explained, you know, except for that they might be part of the collection, which don't make any sense, because this doll is like really, really old. So that didn't make any sense. Why they would be part of this ancient doll would be part of the collection. It just didn't make no sense. So the storyline was really off. You really don't see anything of the Countess, the demonic spirit as the Countess, until like towards the very, very end. I don't understand why calling up a demon, why they would call up a demon that, you know, to get rid of all the demonic crap. But that makes no sense either. So a lot of the story didn't make any bit of sense. It was just plain weird. It was dumb. It didn't make no. The movie didn't make no sense. So whether or not you're into something that makes no sense, more power to you if you want to watch this movie. I didn't care for it. I didn't think it was all that great. You'd be wasting your time watching this one. You know, you should just leave it off with, you know, your last one as Dollman versus Demonic Toys. Honestly, but anyway, that's my thoughts on it. If you can think again, if you could think of anything that I might have missed from older movies, that B-rated movies, some gems out there, that you think I might have missed, you want me to review it, give my thoughts and opinion on it, leave a comment down below and tell me the name of the movie and stuff and what year it was, and I'll give it a look at, and check it out sometime. I told you I'd tell you the truth, and you just been told.